first just introduce the program and talk about what we're here for. This is the Perspectives on Peace Scholar, allows us to focus on the topic of peace. For those of you who are new to Rotary or don't know this about Rotary, one of the areas that this enormous international organization tries to put an emphasis on is how can we build peace across the globe. There are members of our club who have gone to some of the international conferences, and they leave with the belief that an organization like Rotary could bring peace to the entire planet, because it's so amazing to see almost every single country on the earth represented at one conference, and the community leaders, the business leaders of each of those geographical locations, all with one spirit and with one goal of wanting to make a difference and to put service above self. So one of the things that Rotary charges each of the individual Rotary clubs with is how can we build peace in our own community and throughout the world. So George applied for the district grant that we could use to try to create a program here locally. And what's nice about this program is it helps us reach out to our students, because they are our future. They will be the ones that ultimately bring peace to the world. And George created a program that is a scholarship, but one thing that we felt students have such a great platform to communicate peace is their art. And this was so special to see George create this program, because so many of our scholarship programs in our schools ask some of our best students that are really astute at writing, at test taking, at getting great SAT scores. Most of the scholarship programs are set up for these students who are already winning scholarships on other platforms. This scholarship not only allows and asks our students here in Ventura what their perspective on peace is, but it is a scholarship for students who excel in the area of art. And the scholarship is across the array of art. So visual art, performance art, music, theatrical art, you name it. If it's an expression of art, you can submit your expression, your perspective on peace through your art to this scholarship. So seniors throughout Ventura were asked to come to this platform, learn about why Rotary is committed to building peace throughout the world and in Ventura, and then allows them to submit their art to the scholarship program. And you'll see here that our first prize winner will receive a $5,000 Rotary Perspectives on Peace scholarship, second place $2,500, third place $1,500, and we have two honorable mentions who will receive $500 each. We had dozens of entries this year that, I mean, from stitchwork to painting to photography, you name it, that expression of art was submitted this year. It was so fantastic. And George assembled a preliminary panel of judges who were willing to glean through all of the first round of artwork that came in. And then we settled on what we felt would be the top 10, and brought those top 10 entries to a final panel of judges who would be able to look at it from a fresh perspective. They read all of their letters of recommendation. They looked at the explanation that the student had about why they created the art that they did and what it meant to them, and reviewed each of their art pieces, and then selected our first, second, third, and honorable mention winners. So I'm so excited that our winners are with us today at our meeting, and that George will be introducing each of them to you, and we will be sharing you their winning entries. We will be creating we're almost done with it, a little online gallery, so to speak, of each of the 5 winning entries, and we'll be sharing that on Facebook, Instagram, you name it. We'll be putting it on this perspectivesonpeace.org website so that you can see right here we have the 2019 winners. We'll be adding the 2020 winners here within the week, and we will be encouraging you to share this artwork as well, because I think that you will have a new perspective on peace after you have a chance to hear from our winners today and see what beautiful entries they submitted. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to George so that we can meet our winners. And I want to thank one more time George for having this vision and for creating this program. But I also want to thank our school officials who are here with us today, and Darcy, Patricia, Phyllis, and all the teachers and the mentors who helped our winners and all the students complete their projects and participate in this program. George, over to you.
We're initially going to showcase each winner, and then we're going to ask each one of them to briefly explain their work, what's their perspective on peace, and also their aspirations. So I'm going to first start off the first honorable mention, which again is the $500 scholarship, and that was awarded to Lindsay Johnson of Bueno High School, and her submission is titled Peace in Pieces. Lindsay, we're going to give you the floor and tell us a little bit about this piece as well as your own thoughts.
Hi, I just want to say thank you, first of all. So when I first came up with the idea, I was trying to play who should I really embody for peace? And so I spent a lot of time going back and forth between who I should put on here and just the overall idea. So I probably spent just as long coming up with people to put on there as I did actually doing the work. So I have people that I think embody the idea of peace as well as their quotes next to their picture. So stuff that they've said that's inspirational, and yeah. So it's a watercolor piece. It was my first try at a watercolor piece. So yeah.
Lindsay, you want to tell us what your plans are now that you're a graduate, you're a senior?
I'm planning on going to VC, and then I want to become a nurse.
That's very commendable. It's extremely commendable. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lindsay, I want to comment briefly, if I may, George. As one of the judges, your piece was really, really impressive. The thought that went into the selection of people is really evident. I was blown away that you have, so many sports. Somebody like Mother Teresa might be obvious in speaking of peace, but you've brought in very modern people like Malala, sports figures and others. So the research you put in was clearly evident. I'm blown away. I actually thought this was pencil, not watercolor. So I'm blown away that it is in fact watercolor. And then looking and judging it as we did. So it was really a beautiful, beautiful, strong piece. I wish everybody could zoom in on the words that she's pulled from each of them, because it's a really powerful message, so very strongly on our theme. The perspective is really strong here.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. So our next honorable mention, again, another $500 scholarship, goes to Yalda Kotobi of Ventura High School. So I will say Yalda is actually part of the Rotary family. She's president of the Rotary Club of Ventura, and she's participated in the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. Yalda has been heavily involved with Schools on Wheels, which is a project to tutor and mentor young children who are homeless. So her piece is a combination of her work as well as a book of poems and images. And we're going to highlight one particular poem in her piece. So if we can cut to that, and then Yalda, we'd love to hear a few words from you about the importance of this piece and what you brought, your perspective on this as well.
The piece of writing I feel most accurately corresponds to the priceless quality of justice and humanity is my poem, Undisturbed Peace. Stop the fighting. Instead, let's put our words into writing. Wars ruin people's lives. Soldiers have to leave their children and their wives. Stop firing the darts that pierce our innocent hearts. A gun has all the power to make people run like they've only got an hour. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Once the bomb has gone boom, people feel their loved ones will be done soon. Are we like untamed animals in a cage? We shouldn't fight just because of our rage. Stop firing that dart. It is never too late to start.
Hi, everyone.
Yalda?
Yeah. So I chose this medium because I've always loved to write poetry since I was 10 years old. And it was actually a project of mine on junior and senior year to partner with School on Wheels and publish a book of poems. The finishing result looks like this. And so if you notice, the drawing next to the poem is actually done by one of the students of School on Wheels. And so is every poem in the book. So I decided to partner with them, and each of the students illustrated a poem of mine, and all the proceedings go to School on Wheels funding. So it was a really lovely project to be a part of. It was very inclusive, and it just kind of helped me realize that the definition of peace is to create a safe environment where everyone can freely express themselves and their talents, and together we can all join together and join our strengths to make lasting change and do something really incredible. So I wanted to thank you all for giving me an opportunity to express this, and it was a really fun project for me to do. So my future aspirations, I'm going to be attending Occidental College in the fall. And so my declared major is currently psychology, and I plan on minoring in nutrition and French. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm not too sure what future career path I want to choose yet, but I hope I'm going in the right direction. So thank you all. Thank you, George and Stacy and everyone, for allowing us to join together and celebrate this. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Fantastic, fantastic. Again, the work is outstanding for everyone. All of these submissions were really outstanding. So third place prize, which is $1,500, is awarded to Audrey Abbey, who's a senior at Foothill Tech. And Audrey may mention this, but the thing that floored me as well is that this piece is composed of 1,000 magazine clippings. So Audrey, take it away.
Hi. Before I start, I'd like to say thank you to the Rotary Club who selected my art piece for third place. I am truly honored. And I'd like to thank my art teacher, Mr. Frazier, and my media center technician, Mrs. Duffy, for all the support and kindness they've both given me during my high school years. So, just background, I heard about the Perspectives on Peace Scholarship through Miss Duffy and Mr. Frazier. They both encouraged me to apply for the scholarship because I'm in AP Art. When I read the guidelines for the scholarship, an initiative for peace can be anything that supports the human condition captured my attention. And I took it more in a more spiritual and emotional way. I decided to base my artwork on inner peace through the topic of forgiveness, because once you forgive yourself or another person, you gain peace. And I'm sure many of us can relate to this topic, including to myself. So getting to the piece, the title of my mixed medium artwork is called Forgiven. This, as George mentioned, my art piece is made more than 1,000 tiny pieces of magazine clippings. It took me about a month to make. So a description is that the art piece focuses on two women, one in dark gray and one in light gray. Whether they are sisters, friends, or family is up into the interpretation of you guys. The girl in dark gray, you can see is sad about something she's done, but so the woman in light gray hugs and comforts her, showing a sign of forgiveness. The chain on the girl's hands breaking free shows that she is free from guilt and can forgive herself. And then the tears coming down her eyes start to drip down onto a platform both the women are kneeling on. The tears become a pool, but then start to flow away once the yellow lights beams start shining down, symbolizing truth and positivity. Finally, out of the pool of tears grow two olive branches, closing on the two women, symbolizing peace between them.
And do you want to tell us where you're moving on to, what your aspirations are at this point?
So I'll be attending Ventura College next fall semester, and I'll be majoring in fine arts and minoring in Spanish. When I'm there at Ventura College, I'd like to learn other art media forms like ceramics, drawing, and hopefully graphic design. In the future, I'm still deciding, but I know that I want to help people in the community, either being a muralist or an art therapist. So I'm still thinking about it, but I'd like to focus on art and music.
It's fantastic, fantastic. Just to point out, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do in my life, so take as much time as you need. Okay, so now we actually have a guy. Yeah, now I have to just say, last year, 5 young women won. Tremendous, tremendous work. This year, a guy came into the picture, which is hopeful for guys. So second prize goes to Cedric Dedman of Bueno High School. And his piece is titled "We Are One." And let's play the piece, and then Cedric will tell us a few words.
What is the purpose of life? Is real really real? What do our minds think of? Breathe. Let it all out. Your imagination is infinite. Peace is within you. Connection. We are one. We are one. We are one. One light, one soul, one heart, our hearts all connected together. Follow your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it, because the truth is, you can. Lift yourself up and become the person you want to be. Because we are one.
All right, Cedric, you got the floor if you're here. Are you here?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for so first of all, I just want to say thank you and it's an honor to be chosen in this award. But yeah, so in this project, I just wanted to showcase all of my talents and just like show like all the things I do. Like I personally do music and art, and I just want also I included branching out into singing, which I've never done before, and so that's something like I decided, hey, why not try to sing? So yeah, and yeah, so my future goals is just to like, because I'm going to VC, Ventura College, probably majoring in financial art, and I'd like to become an animator, work for animation, so like I'd say like from Walt Disney or something, and yeah, I just like I tried to follow my dreams, and I was inspired a lot by my art class, and I just also want to thank my art teacher for helping me out with this project. He's been like an amazing. So yeah. Yeah.
Cedric, can I ask? I know that you did the and am I saying it right? Is it Cedric or Cedric?
It's Cedric. It's
Cedric. Yeah. You did the music. You did the singing. You did the animation. Mom obviously videotaped you in front of the camera, but you edited it all. How long did it take for you to create that piece?
So it took me like a little while. Like it took me a while. I want to say around 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know, something along those lines. But yeah.
Cedric, I had in judging this, I think we had to go to your Vimeo page, was it, where the video was hosted for us to view it?
Yeah.
Vimeo? What was it?
No, he put it on YouTube.
I'm trying to remember.
He put it on YouTube. Yeah.
So it was Cedric's YouTube channel. That's right. So I wanted to encourage Rotarians, maybe look up Cedric on YouTube. You're up to how many followers now on YouTube? Do you have, young man?
I have like
over 10,000.
10.8K. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has over 10,000 followers on YouTube. He does a lot of other very creative, interesting things in that platform. So that was fun to see.
I mainly do a lot of music. So yeah, that's like another thing I do, which is like a hobby I like doing. And yeah, but yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, our first place winner is Megan Cotter, who are from Foothill Tech. And Megan wrote the lyrics and composed the music for this original song called Less Fortunate, which we will hear now. And then she will tell us a little bit about the piece itself.
Also, we found out that inadvertently, I think Ken told us Megan was one of the trio that sang the national anthem at our Rotary fireworks show the last 2 years in a row. So Megan, I hope you don't mind, but because we'll be mainly listening to you sing, where did we, let me find your, okay, let me fill in while I'm finding Megan's song. We'll be looking at your lyrics, but I poached a few pictures of you that are online so that we could also see you in action as a local performer.
When you look around, do you see a town that brings people down? Or do you see a town that's full of peace? What really is peace? Something trash up at the ocean. If we do this, we'll see some change. This world isn't stopping turning. Our problems, we can't keep burning. Don't you think we've had enough fires? Looking around, I'm getting really tired. World peace might be unattainable, but positive changes are indebatable. Maybe that's what peace really is. Maybe peace is helping the less fortunate. Maybe peace when you walk our streets. Can you feel the defeat of the people struggling to stay alive at night while we sleep? More homes for the hopeless, more mental health awareness, picking trash up at the ocean. If we do this, we'll see some change. This world isn't stopping turning. Our problems, we can't keep burning. Don't you think we've had enough fires? Looking around, I'm getting really tired. World peace might be unattainable, but positive changes are indebatable. Maybe that's what peace really is. Maybe peace is helping the less fortunate.
Yes, that was awesome. Nice.
Megan, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. It really means so much. This was actually not the first original song I ever wrote, but the first one that I've ever written and produced and put music behind. So it really means so much for it to be recognized in this way. So just a little bit of background about me. I'm a senior at Foothill Technology High School, and I will be attending Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in the fall, where I will be majoring in biology. With regards to a career path, I'm not 100% set on one way or another, but I definitely know that I want to be somewhere in the medical field just because I'm currently involved in the Bioscience Academy at Foothill, and we've had a lot of opportunities to get exposure to that, and it's just really interesting to me. So going down the biology path, hopefully going to end up somewhere in the medical field, but keep the music thing on the side, maybe find some gigs in coffee houses or something like that, just to kind of keep myself sane with the workload I'm going to have. But so yeah, so talking a little bit about what the piece meant to me. So the song is called Less Fortunate, and living in a town like Ventura, we're all so fortunate to live in such a beautiful city with amazing beaches and great downtown area. But of course, like every town, we do have, the issues that we face, such as we see the trash that is wound up at our shore, right? Face to face, and as well as being a good beach community, we do have a large homeless population, which relates to mental health. And so kind of I outlined a little bit of those topics in my song, because when discussing peace, I think that the way to achieve that is if we take if each town addresses the issues that they have first, if every town across the nation was to do that, I mean, of course, that'd be an amazing thing to have. So starting here in Ventura, a way that we could achieve peace is just to kind of address these issues and start locally here at home. And hopefully that branch out and inspire other communities. But yeah, again, thank you so much for having me here today. It really means so much for my song to get this recognition. And I really just appreciate everything that you guys do. It means so much to me. I know I've been involved with the Rotary Club in the past, like Stacy mentioned, with the, I was in a trio with 2 other girls and we did the national anthem. So you guys just do amazing work. And I really, really appreciate, you know, being recognized with your scholarship and everything. So just thank you so much.
Beginning of us trying to work with our art teachers and career counselors and campuses and get the word out, and also make sure this is a platform that would not only be able to celebrate our local artists, but also be a platform where they could communicate about perspectives on peace. Dr. Rice?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to say a few words. First, just let me thank George, Connie, Stacy, everybody at the Rotary. It's such a great partnership. I know it goes way back, well before any of the people who are here now, our time. But still, we really appreciate your investment in our district and in our students. Your generosity of spirit shows for sure. I also want to thank the teachers and the counselors and all the folks who helped the kids with their work and who are here on the call today just supporting this amazing program. And then finally to the kids, it's all I could do to not tear up. It's amazing. It's like, that's why we get into education. I'm going around and I'm looking, okay, there's Lindsay and there's Nelda, Cedric. I'm jealous of your hair too, by the way. When you get to be my age, you start losing it, so enjoy it while you can. Audrey, Megan, that was just incredible. You guys have so much talent, and I'm sure you make your parents proud, you make the school proud, you make the district proud, and you should be proud of yourselves. It just, with all the hard things that are going on right now, people being kind of stuck in their houses and going nuts and getting stir crazy and trying to find value in their life, you guys really knocked it out of the park. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Rice. Thank you very much. I know on behalf of my entire Rotary Club, we are so proud of these young students and the young leaders that they're going to become someday. You are our future, and for us to be able to be part of this with you means everything to. So now what I'd like to do, this is our member to member time, and I'd love to have Savi say a few words. She's been attending different virtual meetings and seeing different things that are going on. So Savi, if you.
I am so honored that you invited me to attend this meeting. It is so inspirational. Coming up with the Perspectives of Peace Award. I mean, everything we do in Rotary is to create peace. And this focus is what we need to do more of. It took my breath away and it filled me with so much joy. So thank you for making me part of it. As you know, we are living in unprecedented historic times. Many times I've been told, sorry that the year came to a standstill. But no, it has not. It has just taken a different direction. It forces us to stretch beyond what we thought were our limitations. And we are finding that the more we stretch, the higher we go. And perhaps the limitations were just in our minds and not our abilities. What are the opportunities that lie in this situation that would not have otherwise existed? Maybe it's using more technology. Maybe it's the way we connect or the way we serve. We are yet to see. We are a generation that has always been on the move. And now we are forced to stop, to reflect, to rethink, to reset. And when you reset, you regenerate. And when you regenerate, so does the earth. It finally has a chance to catch its breath, to heal. The fog in LA has lifted. Dolphins are spotted frolicking in the water. The environment is cleaner. We are all healing together. And we are all facing the same unknown adversary. It doesn't matter your ethnicity, your ideology, your country, how important you are. There is no discrimination in the attack of this virus. For over a century, the visionaries in Rotary kept reminding the world, we are connected, we are one world. The differences are superficial, the similarities are real. And now we see how true this is. We are all tied together, and the action of one affects all, and we can only come out of this collectively. None of us is safe until all of us are safe. And although we are in the same boat, it does not mean that we will emerge with the same perspective and attitude. Some of us will emerge as having the worst experience and hope lost. Yet others will see it as an opportunity for change, for new beginnings. Our thoughts create our reality. What we focus on expands. So let's choose hope. There is no denying that it is stressful. It can be scary, very sad for the lives lost. And we must grieve our losses, but we have to move on. Stress has never solved any situation. Most time it is based on anticipated problems. The future, we will never live in the future. We can only live now. So every time fear or worry or panic enters, stop and think, what is wrong with this moment? And you'll find most times nothing is. When you cannot change a situation, then you have to change yourself to deal with the situation. Become more self-sufficient, live simpler, be more compassionate, invest more time in service. Do not fear. When fear enters, rationality flees. Live in the moment and look for the positive. Even if it's just a spark, it will expand. Spend time with yourself, with your family, laugh more, want less. If you come out of this the way you went in, then you would have lost the blessings of this lesson. Growth cannot happen if you do not have challenges. This is your chance to grow. Grow strong, grow resilient, grow kind. Don't lose faith, don't lose hope. Stay strong, stay positive, and this too shall pass. Thank you.
Thank you, Savi. Thank you. Okay, well, everyone, thank you again for taking the time to join us today. And I hope you found it enjoyable, meaningful, somewhat spiritual in the line of Rotary. And we'll look forward to seeing you for the next week at a restaurant of your choice.